This is an iHeart podcast.
Hey, good drivers. Yeah, we're talking to you, the ones who don't speed, the ones who avoid those fender benders, and who always use their turn signal. Congratulations, you're a better driver, and that means you could get better rates with Root Insurance. It's time to stop paying for other people's bad driving habits. You know, like the ones who cut you off just to slam on their brakes. Or the lead foot speeding to work every day. With Root Insurance, you'll get a quote based primarily on your driving. Just download the Root app, drive around like you normally would for a couple of weeks, and boom, you'll get a quote that actually makes sense. It's that easy. Root, because better drivers deserve better rates. Download the Root app today and see how much you could save. That's Root Insurance. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to underwriting review. See root.com for details.
Wells Fargo seeks broad impact in their communities, focused on supporting customers and communities through housing affordability, small business growth, financial health, and more. Donated over $2 billion to strengthen local communities over the last 5 years. Wells Fargo, the bank of doing. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/say-do. Support includes contributions from Wells Fargo and Company, Wells Fargo Bank N.A., and the Wells Fargo Foundation.
Hello, from Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month we're talking about Maritime Madams, whether through scientific study, aquatic exploration, or legendary prowess. These women harness the power of the bodies of water that cover our Earth. Today, we're telling the story of a daunting voyage around the world and the Polish woman who undertook it completely by herself. Let's talk about Krystyna Chojnowska-Liskiewicz. Krystyna was born on July 15, 1936 in Warsaw, Poland. During her childhood, Germany invaded Poland as World War II broke out. After the war ended, her family relocated along the coast of Poland's Great Lakes. It was there that Krystyna first fell in love with sailing and became fascinated with ships. She went on to study naval engineering at the Gdansk University of Technology. She launched a career in ship design and construction, still sailing as a hobby. In 1966, she earned her yacht captain license. Krystyna had come of age during the post-war period, a time of great social and economic change, especially for women. The Polish Sailing Association was eager to promote Polish sailing on the national stage and seized the moment. The plan? They would send a Polish woman on a solitary voyage around the world. The goal? That the first woman to ever circumnavigate the globe on a solo trip would be Polish. With her years of sailing experience and naval engineering expertise, Krystyna was an ideal candidate for this daring mission. Her husband, a fellow ship designer, custom designed a yacht for the journey. They named it Mazurek, after a traditional style of Polish music. The boat was equipped with everything Krystyna would need for months on end at sea: tools, provisions, a radio telephone, books on navigation, and a shotgun, just in case she needed to fend off pirates or other nefarious actors while at sea. Krystyna launched her fateful voyage from the Canary Islands on March 10, 1976. And then, her ship experienced a malfunction. She had to head back to shore. After more than 2 weeks of waiting, the repairs were complete, and she set off again. Unfortunately, that first mechanical issue would prove to be an omen of the many setbacks Krystyna faced while on her voyage around the world. After reaching Barbados, she experienced problems with her engine, forcing her to rely mostly on her sails for propulsion over the waves. After reaching Panama, it took 5 weeks to repair her engine. When she reached Fiji in October of 1976, local authorities grew suspicious of her yacht and demanded she prove that she wasn't smuggling drugs. In the long stretches when Krystyna was at sea, she faced a mounting sense of isolation with nothing on the horizon but more and more ocean. She occupied herself with a strict weekly maintenance and cleaning routine and communicated with her husband via radio telephone every few days, though sometimes she couldn't get a strong enough signal to make the call home. Still, Krystyna did enjoy her independence at sea. She later explained, "This is what it was like. I only did what I wanted to do, and sometimes what I was supposed to do. There were no limitations. At no other place and at no other time did I feel so free. In May of 1977, more than a year after she'd first launched her voyage, Krystyna had reached Sydney, Australia, and was beginning the difficult task of navigating the Great Barrier Reef. At night, it was so hard to see that Krystyna had to stop sailing, worried she might run aground. One day, heavy rains battered her ship, obscuring her visibility and almost causing her to collide with another boat. Not long after that, she had to pause her journey again, this time due to kidney stones. After she recovered from her hospital stay, she prepared to set off again, only to discover that her anchor had broken loose and the Mazurek had drifted out to sea. Luckily, the ship was found by a search team and returned to Krystyna before it could sustain serious damage. While sailing near South Africa, she experienced another mechanical issue, forcing her to steer manually. This meant she had to be at the helm almost constantly. She slept about 2 hours a day. When she reached Cape Town in January of 1978, she learned that another woman, New Zealand's Naomi James, was also attempting solo voyages around the world and making fast progress. If Krystyna was going to finish her trip first, she needed to move much faster. She sailed the next 75 days without stopping. Finally, on March 20th, 1978, Krystyna finally completed her loop around the globe. The feat had taken almost 2 years. She'd sailed almost 30,000 miles. Naomi James completed her rival voyage only 39 days later. Krystyna returned to her original launch point in the Canary Islands in April, greeted by loved ones, fans, and press, all excited to celebrate her completed voyage. Krystyna earned many honors and awards for her achievement, and published a 1979 memoir of her solo voyage titled First to Sail the World. Except, there's one technicality we should mention. Some records recognize Naomi James as the first woman to circumnavigate the globe, not Krystyna. In some cases, organizations don't recognize traversing the Panama Canal as full globe circumnavigation. Plus, some members of the global community were happy to ignore Krystyna's feat and celebrate Naomi's. Both voyages happened during the Cold War, and since Krystyna's voyage was heavily associated with the communist Polish government, the connection tainted her reputation, both internationally and back home. She returned to her career in ship design and construction and became a member of the Sea Sailing Committee of the Polish Sailing Association. For the rest of her life, Krystyna was known for promoting sailing and encouraging women to enter the sport. Krystyna died on June 12, 2021. She was 84 years old. All month, we're talking about Maritime Madams. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. As always, we'll be taking a break for the weekend. Talk to you on Monday.
Every case that is a cold case that has DNA right now in a backlog will be identified in our lifetime.
On the new podcast, America's Crime Lab, every case has a story to tell, and the DNA holds the truth.
He never thought he was going to get caught. And I just looked at my computer screen. I was just like, gotcha.
This technology's already solving so many cases.
Listen to America's Crime Lab on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Join iHeartRadio and Sarah Spain in celebrating the 1-year anniversary of iHeart Women's Sports.
With powerful interviews and insider analysis, our shows have connected fans with the heart of women's sports. In just 1 year, the network has launched 15 shows and built a community united by passion.
Podcasts that amplify the voices of women in sports.
Thank you for supporting iHeart Women's Sports and our founding sponsors, Elf Beauty, Capital One, and Novartis.
Just open the free iHeart app and search iHeart Women's Sports to listen now.
This is an iHeart podcast.